Now coming to speak is Barak Lurie. He is a Hero of Conscience honoree, and yes, absolutely. He's an attorney, he's a radio talk show host, as well as an AFA fellow. Barak is also coming out with his book about the dangers of atheism, and thank God for that. Barak Lurie, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Listen, thanks so much. It's an honor to be honoring Avi and all the great work that he's done. You know, when I first met Avi, he was just a friend. I met him through other circles, as many of us did. And I had lunch with this man, and he started talking about the ideas he had, and by the end of the lunch, I didn't know him very well. I found myself saying, I just want to do whatever you're doing. So he told me about this thing called the American Freedom Alliance thing. That's what he's going to work with. That's the name that he's got cogitating. I said, sounds good, whatever. And we'll be part of this group. Next thing I know, I'm on the board of directors with American Freedom Alliance. And I'm just a lawyer. I don't know why I'm in the company of all these other people. But we liked each other. It was something very, one of the great talents of your father was he was able to bring out the best in people. He saw some things in people, and he worked with them and kind of elevated them. And I remember, thinking, okay, well, this guy seems to have it going, and just kind of connected things. And he said this, hey, why don't you come over to this Collapse of Europe conference that I'm going to have? And I said, when is it? He said it was June something. I said, sure, I'll drop by. So I'm envisioning this thing, I'm embarrassed to say, maybe 20 people in the conference. And I go into Pepperdine, and the place is packed. It's like a football stadium full of these eloquent speakers. And I thought, this guy did that. And this guy's got magic. So I said, I've got to know this guy better. So we became even closer friends, of course, not because of that, but just his magnetism, his ability to reach people was a true gift. And then one day, he invites me to be an honoree for the 2009 Heroes of Conscience Dinner at the Reagan Library. And I'm thinking to myself, why me? He says, Barak, I see something in you. So I said, okay, it was an honor. And so I'm filling out the beginning of a little biography that you're supposed to give to the host who's going to introduce you, just like Evan just did about me now. And I say something about myself, and this is what I expect. And there was like 3 others before me, honorees, and they have incredible resumes. The Pulitzer Prize winner, this and that, all this stuff. And then it comes to me, and the guy kind of says, just a second. And he pulls me to the side, and he says, while I'm over there, he says, is this all? I said, yeah. And Avi's looking at him and saying, it's cool. He's going places. And I said, I am? He said, yeah, you're going places. So I made my little speech, and it was about the dangers of atheism. And Avi had definitely pushed me to write about this book. He knew what I was saying. He said that I had a special angle on it that he had never heard before, and he really wanted me to do it. And so, sadly, he's not going to be able to see its final fruition, but it will be coming out, published in this fall, and it took a long time. Thank you. But this is not about me. It's about Avi. Avi finds something in each of us, and he brings out the best. I see a lot of you nodding your heads. That's exactly who he was, and that is a gift. Look, when I went to the hospital to see him, I think somebody else mentioned, he was not able to respond. And I went there a couple days in a row. And finally, a nurse came to me, and she said, can I speak to you for a second? And I said, yes. I thought she was going to tell me something to the effect of, it doesn't look good. And she said, who is this man? And I said, who is Avi Davis? She goes, yes. There's just been so many people pouring in to see him, and we've never seen anything like it. And I said, I was smiling on the inside. I was very happy about that. And I said, this is an extraordinary man. Let me tell you about this. And I don't think this woman had the slightest clue what civilization in our sense means. But I explained to her, and she said, there must be something of this man, and I want to learn a little bit more about him, just because of the effect that he had on other people. Look, one of the things that I learned from Avi is the notion of distinctions. If there's one thing that makes Western civilization different, and this now is about AFA, it's distinctions. And we are seeing the eroding of all distinctions you ever imagined. Just a few out of the top of my head. The distinction between science and agenda. Man and woman. Parent and child. Old and young. America, of course, and the rest of the world. Good and evil, for that matter. The family. What is holy and what is unholy. And the police and criminals. And would you believe it? A distinction between the men's room and the women's room. So this is how, if Avi were here, and we were to tell him, listen, somehow we came back and he would want to catch up on what's happening in the world. And we say, well, there's this thing. And he'd say, come on, you're kidding. and sadly, we're not kidding. It's so weird, this situation. It's like, I think Avi would say it the following is, we're just cleaning up the confetti from the ticker tape parade of the gay marriage debate. Right? We're just cleaning it up. Just give us 5 minutes to enjoy the status quo, or just deal with the status quo as it is. It's tough enough as it is. And now you throw this at us. And you have to ask what's next. And because we have to ask what's next, that's why the American Freedom Alliance is so important. And I do encourage you to contribute, because it's organizations like this that are specially focused on defending Western values. So thank you for AFA. Thank you all for being here. Good night.